As a bookkeeper, you must become irreplaceable to your client. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can do that without appearing cheesy. You must become irreplaceable if you don't want to be replaced by a machine. Because right now, there's so much talk about the professions that can be replaced by AI, and data entry is definitely one of those. But you are not just a data entry clerk. You are way more than that. Or if you're not, you should become more than that for your clients. And this video is going to tell you how you can become irreplaceable to your clients. Hi there, accountants and bookkeepers. I'm Ida Azefor, and you're listening to the Bookkeeping Business Growth Podcast, the place where you get one actionable item each episode to help you build a soul-satisfying six-figure bookkeeping practice without burnout. As a bookkeeper, you must become irreplaceable to your client. Here's how you can do that without appearing too cheesy. There are three main things that you want to do in your practice in order to become irreplaceable to your client. But you might be asking, why would you want to do that? My clients love me. I don't need to worry about that. Well, here's the thing. With AI and the simplification of a lot of things, it's so easy to replace bookkeepers right now who just do bookkeeping. And you don't want to be replaced by a machine. You don't want to be replaced by a software, because you have something to offer and you have to show your clients that thing that you have to offer to them so that they can realize that you are irreplaceable. But in order to show that, you need to become irreplaceable. So the three main things that you're supposed to do, I have them in order of priority. Number one is networking. Networking is the most important thing that you can do for yourself as an accountant or a bookkeeper. It is quite easy to stay in your bubble and try to solve all the problems by yourself, trying to figure out complex matters all by yourself. But if you could just plug in to a network, knowing that you have a network of professionals just like you, people off of whom you can bounce off ideas, then it becomes so much easier for you to up your services, up the level of things that you do for your client, up the quality of what you do for them. Because you are going to have situations and instances where you will be baffled by things that are being asked to you. You will have challenging situations that the answers could be simple, but they wouldn't always be so simple or so straightforward to you. Or sometimes there is something that you're not so sure of. And being able to bounce off ideas off of somebody else is going to give you that peace of mind, knowing that you are being the best for your client. You are giving them the best piece of information or the best piece of advice that you could. Not just coming from you, but coming from your network as well. And who does a client credit for all of that? You. They would credit you because they realize that you are doing so much more for them than just bookkeeping. So I know a lot of people are going to struggle with networking. I never thought about networking as an important thing. For so long, personally, I ignored the importance of networking. I'm that kind of person who likes to work by myself. I thrive in working by myself. And so for me, it's always trying to figure things out all by myself. I would access the information that's available on the web, access the information on the CRA's website, and all the places that I could. I would rather do that research than to pick up the phone and call somebody to ask them a question. But then at some point, I realized that that was holding me back. It wasn't the best thing to do. The better thing to do would be to, yes, do your research, but in addition to doing the research, pick up your phone and call somebody who exists in your network and ask them a question about it. That has been the most valuable thing for me. Knowing that I have a network of accountants and bookkeepers and CPAs that I could reach out to any day, anytime with a simple question that would help me provide better service to my client. So don't think that you have to know everything by yourself. You don't. But you need to have a network of people that you can turn to ask a question when the need arises. So number one thing was the networking. For those of you who are struggling with networking, hey, I created a platform, Growth Hub for Bookkeepers. Check on the link right here below. Go click on it and I'll see you on the inside. There I help bookkeepers and accountants who want to grow their practices without burnout. We share so many more tips than what I'm sharing right in here, and it's going to be helpful to you to take your practice to the next level. The second thing that you need to do to become irreplaceable to your client is to go beyond data entry. Bookkeeping for a very long time has been synonymous with data entry, but bookkeepers can do way more than that. You should be doing way more than that for your client if you want to be irreplaceable, because everybody can put data into a system. It's cheaper, way cheaper, to get somebody overseas to put in data into the system. So why would a client hire you? They're not hiring you because you're a data entry clerk. They're hiring you because you know information that is going to be useful to them. So you need to go beyond data entry. You need to provide your clients a full range of services that they could need for their business. A lot of clients just want to hand over the accounting department, completely hand over the accounting department. So if you are the person who has improved your services or improved your level of understanding or your knowledge to a place where you are able to provide a lot of those services to your clients, by all means, you should be providing as many of the services as possible to your clients so that they don't have to have a whole lot of people trying to serve them in a single thing, which is accounting and bookkeeping. All of that said, you need to pay attention to your skill sets, pay attention to the limitations that you have, and be sure that you only provide your clients with the services that you're competent to provide to them. If you have already learned how to do things like sales taxes, if you know how to do payroll and payroll remittances, you should actually up your game and be able to do those things. Sales taxes, payroll remittances, year-end T4s, releve ones, and all of those year-end payroll tax forms, you should be able to provide all of those services to your clients. All of this excluding filing the corporate income taxes. You want to work hand in hand with the client to find an accountant or CPA who's going to take care of that level of work. But for everything else, you can take care of that for your client, and you should take care of that for your client. Because once you are able to do all of those, then you are creating yourself, or you are positioning yourself as a person who is irreplaceable, the person who has got their back, the person who can do everything that they need within their accounting and bookkeeping department, except for the things that need an external person to do, like doing the year end. So position yourself as more than just a data entry clerk, because you're way more than that. The third thing you need to do to become irreplaceable to your client, still in line with going beyond data entry, you need to go beyond bookkeeping. You need to become the person who can help them to save costs. I was working with one of my clients not too long ago, and as I sit at the desk, I overhear the conversations that they have going across the place. And the social media department is talking about all of these softwares that they need to buy. And the manager says, yes, go ahead and buy it. But sitting there as a person who is looking over the books, I said to them, hey, those couple of things that they just mentioned that they wanted to buy, I think these are the tools that you already bought that I see in the system do exactly the same thing. And it seems you guys forgot that you bought this. And everybody had already forgotten that they had paid for the subscription for these other things. So you as a person who sees the numbers, you as a person who has access to the books, you see a lot of things. You want to question those things and ask, like, let's say your client is buying a Zoom subscription. They have Google Meet. They have Teams. All those three things, if they only need it for meetings, those three things can replace each other. They don't need to have three separate subscriptions for those three different things, but they might not be paying attention to that. So when you position yourself as a person who can find those things and identify for them, like, hey, these things that you're paying for, you probably don't need to pay for all these things because one of those can replace all three of them, and you bring that to their attention, they value you even more. Another thing I came across was still within their social media department, they need tools to edit videos, right? Granted, I use tools to edit videos, so I know a lot of those things. Now, they have a Canva subscription. They have a Ladder subscription. They have, what's this other one? They have like 3 other things going that are all related to editing videos and doing the short form content. There's a lot of them. This is not a video about telling you the different kinds of tools that are out there. It's helping you to recognize that when you go in to serve your clients, pay attention to the things that are going through within the books. Ask questions about certain things, again, depending on your relationship with the client. Ask certain questions, see which things are being duplicated, and just help them have that conversation among themselves and see, hey, what are the things you actually need? And all these things you have, are they actually necessary? Or should some of this be canceled? Especially for those clients who do annual subscriptions for a lot of those things, they forget that they paid until the subscription renewal comes around. So you being that bookkeeper/accountant who sees the data every single day, you should have those monthly check-ins with your clients. After you finish your bookkeeping and everything that's necessary, go through it, sit with your client and look at it and tell them, I think you could save cost here. I think you could save cost here. That's within the scope of what you're able to do. A lot of people don't think about that. But if you want to become irreplaceable to your client, you got to do more than data entry. You got to do more than bookkeeping. You got to do a lot more. And you need to plug yourself into a network that's going to help you to up your game. You need to plug yourself into situations that will help you to up your game. You need to learn. You need to put yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. Ask for help if you need to. Ask questions of your client to see how else you could be of service to them. And don't stay stuck thinking that bookkeeping is just this limited role that has put you in the box to concentrate on data entry and forget about it. No, there's so much more you should be able to do. There's so much more you can do. And you just need to push yourself out of your comfort zone and become the person that your client needs you to be. If you love this video, check out this one right here next to me. I think you'll love it.